Well, it's Saturday, and here we are. Seeing the initial impression on this. Here's the initial impression on this one. So far, I'm kind of liking the Trapper better than the Stockman. We'll see. I do want to try to get a sow belly, probably. But I really need to get myself a good sharpener kit of some sort, because that carbon steel is real dull. This one was pretty good when I got it. However, I think that's going to be the better package opener. Maybe. I don't know. I'm indecisive. That's got a big box in it. Let's see. Can I be 5 and 5 with Deadwood? We're about to find out. If that's the case, I'm definitely already ahead 4 and 4 case versus like Rosecraft. I think I might have one blade that's almost perfect fit and finish. Other than that, yeah, not great. I was debating on this one because it's got a lot of qualities. I would save Rosecraft, but these guys were around before Rosecraft. So it's out. Further ado, leave these out here. These are roughly the same size. Blades longer on the, you're probably going to hear the air. Trapper than the Stockman, and it gets worse at the sow belly, but I really want to get myself one of those. Truly do. Open it on the bottom side. I don't know if we can go 5 and 5, guys. I'm bound to get bit. Let's see what we got here. Start here. Like we always do, the pile side or the show side, whatever shows up first. But that light color there looks kind of cool, but hopefully it's not a crack. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I'll inspect it more when I get my own eyes on it rather than the eyes of this. There may be a little gapping. So far, pretty good. It's got some good coloration in it. Look at that white. Wow. Some people that would bother, but that's kind of nice for me. I mean, gives you some depth to the bone cover. This one's more uniform and dark. Like this one a little better, but that show side's not bad. That kind of adds character to it. Now here's the moment of truth. The blade's entering. Probably not great. Well, dead center it looks like so far. These will be gritty a lot of times. Let's see. Nice half stop so far. Kind of snapped right in there. It's a little gritty. But if you watch that's a pretty good snap. If you watch the initial review of this didn't have much of a snap. It does now, as you can hear. After oiling it. But that wasn't a bad snap for. See what it does when you just close them. I don't try to do that with my blades, but that's a nice half stop. That was more springy. Nice. Actually, I feel like I got a little more coil room on this than I do this. A little more tang or ricasso or whatever it is. Dude, I don't know if that's just Not out far enough as usual, as it usually is, but this has a little more space and it's got more of a cant to it, which is kind of nice. Not as strong on the spring on the minis, but you're not cutting backwards, you're cutting forward. I have to remember that part. Now, I don't know about blade edge. Not horrible. This side might be not the greatest. Seems like the smaller the blade, the more trouble they have. Feels decent. Maybe a tiny, there is some burr there for sure. See it. This one sound not horrible. So, and you can push that from half stop. That's how they compare. Size. Now this blade's not gonna be much smaller than the it is, like, you know, depth wise or whatever, but it's not gonna be much smaller than the Sal Belly. I think that's 2.75, that's 2.7. Not really much smaller than that. Clip blade shape's different. Let's see, the edge on this feels pretty good. It feels better than, oh, there's a wild burr there, I feel it. I'll run that across there. See it? Across the strop first, see if that works. Now I'll run it across the ceramic little stone things I have. Right there is the worst spot. Overall, pretty impressed. I don't know what that was. Blade wobble, let's see that. 0. I just didn't like the way that shifted into the half stop. Almost felt like the blade was going to fall out of the pivot there for a second. I don't know. That was just me trying to get used to the half stop probably. See, same length, choil and all. You guys can tell me in the comments. You guys collect case a lot longer than I have. About this choil, if that's normal. Probably is. Probably just make them a little longer on these because there's not a lot of real estate. You can get, I'll tell you what, this might replace my Sodbuster Jr. Well, I'll have to because my daughter stole both of them, the red one and the green, gray one. Almost said green. Can look at this. This is not nearly as bright green as they showed. Like, it would be almost that bright green mixed the white there on the pictures. It showed a really light lime green, but I'm kind of liking this a little bit darker to it. Yeah, this is actually pretty nice. I do have to work on the edges. Unfortunately, that's something Case seems to have trouble with. Even that one, but that one was the sharpest so far. Double X shield. I like this jigging, this gator jigging. And this is the, yeah, obviously light green gator jig mini trapper. Bright green bone gator jig mini trapper. 3/24/26. Now the other one was about the same date, this yellow one, but it had a 2025 blade. I don't know if we'll see this one. Oh, I have the spade blade out. That's the problem with looking through a camera. This one definitely needs some oil. That is a 2026 blade. Just do a little side-by-side comparison. And that one's easier, obviously, to get that position. It's half stop. And there we go. Size comparison there. I've seen that on other people's reviews. These little guys like to spin. There's a size difference. It's not horrible. I mean, you still can get a full grip on this thing. 3.5 inches on the Rosecraft. And I got one in my pocket actually. Messing with it, kind of getting an idea, but it's wider, but about the same. So it's about 3.5. Say 3.65 maybe on this. I know their specs are everywhere when you look at them. I don't know. I can kind of see why people like these little mini trappers. Who knows what I'll collect? Maybe the full and the minis from now on. But I still have to try a sow belly because there's just something about that canted spade blade on that one. Tony Bose plus to add to it, it's Tony Bose. That's pretty easy to get from the half stop to that. I don't know about this one being on this side. It's kind of more rough on the finger on the other one as well. To push it from a half position or even at a 45. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm trying not to talk too loud. My wife's laying down. Probably won't come across real well, but try to get you guys a good look at that bone. It's kind of unique. I kind of like that actually. And even this white streak, even though it's almost so uniform, and I bumped the camera, that it's kind of like, is it a crack? Maybe underneath somewhere? I don't know. Maybe just where the dye didn't take as well. That's what I'm going with because I don't feel any. It's really hard to get. I don't know if I could zoom in or not. Yeah, it won't let me. It's not going to focus if I do that. I don't know. It's pretty nice though. Well, that's my initial thoughts. So I would say it's a 5 for 5 from Deadwood so far, guys. Real pleased so far. I'll give this a look over and do an updated thing, and I'll do one on this and this eventually. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I got 4 days off. We'll see. Thanks for watching.